Welcome to today's live learning. Your way of being is the critical element in any conversation. I'm Peggy O'Neill. I'm the founder of Answering the Call and the creator of Wisdomary Leading, a way of understanding the nature of reality and who we truly are so that we can lead our lives fully and freely as who we truly are and how we're meant to live and what we're here to uniquely express. So let's see if anybody's here live. Please say hi. If you have any questions or comments, please post them and I'll engage with them as we go along. If you're watching this on replay, please put in hashtag replay. And the same thing, you have questions or comments, I will answer them. And so let's get started. Your way of being is the critical element in any conversation. We're going to discover what way of being means, how to align your way of being with the conversation you want to have, and the role your heart plays in impactful conversations. So what I mean by way of being is your emotional being, the emotion that you're bringing to any conversation, your body, so how you're holding your body, how your body feels. Are you breathing? Are you alive? Are you kind of low energy? So it brings in the energy as well as just how you're holding your body, how you're moving your hands, your eyes, your body. And then the other element is what you're thinking. So to be able to notice what you're thinking and just be aware of it, and then what you're actually saying. So the words that you're saying, but also how you're saying it, like what is the emotional vibration that how the words come out, and the energetic vibration. So you can see how these are all intertwined. So way of being means all of that. It means our emotions that we're bringing to the conversation, our thinking, our feeling, well, that's part of emotions, feelings, and then our body, how we're engaging our body, how we're holding our body as we're being in this conversation. Now, how to align all of that with the conversation that you want to have. So sometimes we're just in the middle of a conversation. We just sort of see somebody in the hall, we're in a conversation. And we can observe everything I just said and notice, is that in alignment with how you want to be seen and be in conversation with this person. So let's say you've been rushing around and so you're talking fast, you're moving fast, your body's moving fast, and then you notice, oh, I'm talking really quickly. You can slow down and connect with this person. So it's being aware of all of this so that you can adjust how you're being in a way that you relate to the person in the moment the way that you want to. Could be that you're preparing for a conversation. Maybe there's a meeting that you're going to have, or with a group of people, or a meeting with one person, and you want to think about it a little bit, how you want it to be, what the energy and the emotion is that you want to bring to the conversation. So you can actually presence that in your body. Notice, if I want to feel relaxed in the conversation, am I feeling relaxed right now? If I want to help the person and me feel urgency, like this is important, this matters. Am I aligned with urgency in my feelings and my body? Am I, talking in a way that aligns with this? Am I using words that align with that? Now, don't think too much about your words. Just notice them as you're talking. So if you notice you're talking in a way, using words that don't quite fit what you're talking about, just change them as you go along. I wouldn't plan my words. I mean, if there are a couple of words you want to think about, I want to make sure I use the word excitement or the word, I'm discouraged, okay, you might think about that some, but it's more noticing the words, especially during the conversation. Do not encourage memorizing anything or having things written down very much, maybe a couple of little reminders, but don't, but anyway, but noticing in the moment if your language is aligning. And if it's not, you can say, oh, I didn't mean to say it that way. I do that all the time. So I didn't mean to say it that way. And then reword it. Either it could be emotions too, or the way you're moving your body, or some words that came out that you, in a way that you wish they hadn't. And then the role your heart plays in impactful conversations. So a lot of us can feel kind of closed hearted, protective of our open heartedness, our vulnerability. So, and that plays a big role. Am I opening myself in this conversation? If I'm protecting my heart and feeling kind of closed down in my heart, then I'm not going to connect real well with this other person. They're not going to experience that openness, that a deep resonance with me or with you. Um, and and so we both won't feel as safe in the conversation. So your heart plays a big part in helping people feel like they matter, you care, even that the topic is important, and deeply connecting with the person. So this can take some time. I mean, for me, it's taken a lot of years to become more and more open-hearted. I had such like this feeling of a barrier here. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it when I first recognized it. It felt like I had a plate of plexiglass between me and other people. So don't worry. There's hope if you feel that way. And so it's a matter of sinking into your heart. You can put your hand over your heart so that you can feel that and connect it. I mean, you might not do it in the meeting itself, but ahead of time, connect, sink into your heart, notice your heart, put your attention there, and allow yourself to feel like you're opening your heart space, your heart center, and leading with your heart. You can intend to lead with your heart in the conversation. So I'll see if we have any questions or comments, and then I'll come back and give you another example. So many years ago, I was coaching an executive in a multinational organization, and I was meeting with him in person, and he was real lax in his chair, just kind of leaning back, talking to me, and he was really disappointed with his team because he had a great team. He thought a lot of them. They were highly successful, accomplished people, and yet they weren't being very creative or innovative or, coming up with new ideas like gung-ho, and it was a great company. And why wasn't his team more engaged and involved and gung-ho? So again, he was sitting there kind of laid back and, talking laid back and everything. And I said, well, is this how you are in meetings? Well, yeah. Well, okay. And why are you like that? Well, the last manager they had was kind of intimidating, and I didn't want to intimidate them. I'm trying to create a relaxed environment and that they feel comfortable with me, so then we started engaging with, again, how his whole way of being was not conveying the message that he and the opportunities and the how he really wanted them to work together. So that might have been fine for a while to be that lax, and could be fine in a certain meeting. But since he wanted them to be gung-ho, he didn't have to intimidate them. See, that's where a lot of people, too, get confused in managing and leading. They're used to overbearing leaders or people that are too lax. It's just kind of like two speeds. Either they're overbearing and mean to people, or they're lax because that's all they can relate to is the overbearing. What's the opposite of overbearing? Instead of what's going to create the environment, the mood and the environment and the feel, because that's what gets people into action. It's feeling, not thoughts, not goals. It's the feeling that goes with all of that gets people into action and motivated. So for him to sit on the edge of his chair and talk a little faster, talk with energy, even started going to the gym because he realized, I've got to have a strong body for this. I've got an energetic body for this. So that's what I mean by way of being. It's making sure that we align our thinking, our words, and as much as anything, our energy, our emotions, and then how we use our body, all aligning with what it is, we want to accomplish in the conversation. And we might not really know until we're in the conversation what we want to accomplish. It doesn't have to be a logical thing. Like, we don't have to think, what do I want to accomplish? We just, by knowing all this now, you're more likely to notice in a conversation, oh, wait, I'm not really connecting with this person. Okay, then how do you connect everything we're saying today? And then how to align your way of being with the conversation you want to have. I think I've talked about it. It's really just noticing it and then just shifting your energy, just shifting what's going on. Moving your body in a different way, pick up the pace or slow it down with your voice. And as far as your emotions go, sometimes we're in an emotional state, if you will, that can be challenging to shift in the moment, but as best you can. If you notice that you're feeling angry, but you don't want anger to come through, well, then you notice that and you think, gosh, I want people to feel safe right now. So I want to bring in more determination. Okay. Shift a little bit as best you can to determination. It can take practice, but you can do it. Maybe emotional work. We won't get into that today. We've talked about it a lot or other times. Or ask me a question if you want some more information about that. And then the role your heart plays in impactful conversation. So people, are more likely to engage more fully with us, to be motivated, energized, whether it's a work conversation or a family conversation, more inspired to want to take action if our heart is open. And so to sink into our heart, connect with our heart, bring the intention to lead with our heart so that we're fully connected with our heart, with what matters to us, that heart, that care. And then they're going to feel that if they're open. They might not be open, but they'll feel it at some level. And then we speak from our heart. Makes a huge difference in how we're received in the relationship and what can happen in the conversation. All right, so I'll check one more time if there are any comments, questions. All right, you're always welcome to ask comments at any time. Suggest topics that you'd like for me to talk about, questions you have about what I talk about or what you're interested in. Please put them in the comments or send me a message, and I will be happy, more than happy, to address any of that. So thank you for being here, and I wish you very well.